Before public comment, I just want to give a brief update. I see, Congressman Users, Regional Director's here, and I believe Senator Fetterman's Regional Director's here, Sabrina. So, Gary and I have been in direct contact, so in one way or the other. Gary has been in contact with Senator Fetterman's office. You all saw his statement that he released. Uh, he's been in contact with the governor's office. I've been in contact with Dan User directly, Congressman User, his regional director numerous times. And I've been in contact with Nathan Gerace, the regional director for Senator McCormick's office. We've been in contact with the two state representatives that are involved in this. Even though the 124th, Representative Barnes is in Berks County, he still represents Schuylkill, so he's involved in this. Representative Joanne Starr and Senator Arnold. So we've been in contact with everybody. The information I have now is that we were asked to provide documentation on the tax loss, our tax certs. We got that information to the regional directors for each office. We worked on getting the capacities for the water and sewer, that an official document that says what the actual capacities are, not just us texting or calling. We got them the paperwork on that. We have sent that to all of the elected federal officials. Um, within, they're working on getting economic impact studies done. They're working on getting engineering information on this. Hopefully, we're being told, I was on the phone directly with Congressman Muser this morning on the way in, because I said, we have a meeting today and I want an update. And he graciously took my call and he filled me in that he has met with DHS Monday and Tuesday. Yes, Monday and Tuesday yesterday. So hopefully, we're trying to get a meeting together with all the elected officials so we can get more information. As we get information, I'm gonna try to do this weekly, as if there's new information that comes up at the beginning of the meeting, address the situations. We talked about last week, the statement that we made on it, basically, that's where we're at. We provided official information. So, Gary, I know Gary has been in contact with Fetterman's office and governors, if you want to update.
Yeah,
on
just
that.
again, I haven't spoke to the governor directly. Talked to his aide, which handles this area. And the governor did put a statement of opposing this facility and so forth. So they're working on and seeing what things that they could do on the state level. Also, Senator Fetterman, the same way. He initiated a statement and got it out, and is doing the same thing through their office. So that's the, and that's on a constant, if it's not daily, we're calling every other day, to see any updates or whatever on this. So again, from the beginning, this was, I say, a stealth. Homeland Security did this on their own with no contact, definitely not with us. Yeah, and the way it seems, it wasn't with all the other leadership either. So again, that's what we're trying to collect of what the actual purpose of this building. And again, we know, especially the one in Schuylkill County and also Berks, from what I understand with the commissioners down there, that does not have capacity also, both in water and sewer.
Yeah, that's true, like I believe it's Commissioner Weinbach, Rivera, and I can't remember the third commissioner. Santoni, they've been in contact and same concerns. I've talked to Commissioner Weinbach, same exact scenario played out in Berks County. There was rumor, there was maybe a tax cert, and then all of a sudden and they were calling too, trying to get clarification, is this coming to Berks County? Same scenario here in Schuylkill County. So we're trying to stay on top of this as much as we can. We are going to provide information as much as we can as we get it. I'm trying to push for them to have a town hall type of meeting with this. We're trying to push to get as much information out as we possibly can. And as we get it, we'll provide it. So hopefully within the next week or so, we should have more to say. More concrete things on meetings and that kind of stuff. So that's what we're working on. So I just wanted to update everybody on this. We've been in contact with SCMA to officially get their capacity. So we just have to work through this the best we can, and we get the information, we'll provide it. So let's move on with public comment.
Stephen Moyer, Mechanicsville. I like Commissioner Fedora and Commissioner Hess for answering the question. But the date that we should have been talking to Musser and Fetterman and McCormick and the commissioners should have been 9 December when it was in the paper that this was a possibility. Because now, instead of being proactive, we're reactive. And it's gonna hurt us so much more. I can say people did what they did. No way should we have waited. We pay our politicians to do their job, and we wasted 2 months because we waited for the deed. My concern is for the taxes, the infrastructure, the water and storage, and the diseases that the illegals will have because they can't go and get medical service such as TB, measles, RSV, and COVID. Because the guards are going to be coming out to us, and we could catch that. That should be in your statement. Mississippi heard that they were going to be a state that was going to get one of these senators. Their federal senator wrote a letter to DHS and said, "You will not put none in Mississippi," and they aren't. He's a Republican. I don't want this. I want the bad people of the immigrants put out, but it's only 14% that they have in custody that have arrest records. I watched the meeting with the House yesterday with the ICE acting commissioner, acting administrator, and the administrator of Customs Border Patrol. 14%. All we're doing is housing people, and we're going to pay for that. Not only did they pay $78 billion to get the stupid thing started, they should have did the work and found out who the gang members and the bad people were and did it that way instead of patrolling the streets and just throwing people in cars. So I know the people in Schuylkill County voted for this. I got that. That's all right. So what I want to say now is, and I said this before, Commissioner, on 1 January of 2027, Trump's big, beautiful bill is going to cut Medicaid, education, and the SNAP program. And I'm here to tell you that they're not going to pay it at the state level. They're going to tell you guys to pay it. So these people here will have to have their taxes raised because of that program. I don't want it. When you had the meeting with, is Representative Mustard's person here?
Yes.
When they had the meeting with him, he needs to tell us, these guys, how after January 1st, they're gonna fund the cuts from the big beautiful bill. Because that's in there, and they did that after the midterms. And he has a responsibility to answer for that. And we should not have to be paying more taxes.
Okay, wrap up here.
Well, the 400,000 that the county may lose a year.
We will lose 222,000.
Okay.
Well, it's not, I want to keep the right numbers out. Okay, that's all I'm trying to do.
All I'm saying is, we cannot keep paying more property taxes because of what the state pushes down to us. And you need to have a steering committee to be thinking about what's going to happen on January 1st, because it's going to happen. It's in the bill. I appreciate your time.
Thank you.
I really appreciate it.
Thank you. Any other public comment?
Hi, I'm Brianna Bilbao. I live in Martinsburg, but I grew up in Pottsville. Kind of related to what he was talking about. I want to talk about the healthcare impact, and hopefully it's going to be.
Shut, please.
Hopefully it'll be.
I don't want to. Let her talk.
Hopefully this will be included in the economic impact study you said that we're going to get, but it's something that I haven't heard too many people talking about. And that's what happens when detainees get sick. So there's gonna be an on-care, like an on-site clinic that has like a pharmacy, x-rays, and they'll be able to handle kind of like basic medical care stuff. But ICE, they do have a legal responsibility to care like medically for detainees. So that means they're gonna be in our hospitals, in our ERs, they're gonna be using our ambulances. You know, I think we don't really have an idea of who detainees are, but it's gonna be people that have cancer, diabetes, they're on dialysis, women who are pregnant. You know, it's just like us, you know, we all have health conditions too. And then, you know, we do have a concern about infectious diseases like measles or tuberculosis, which is also going around some of the other facilities. Also, this population has typically less access to healthcare, so they often have more like severe things to take care of. So there's not a ton of public data on ICE and treating detainees in third-party healthcare facilities. So this, I'm just doing like back of napkin math based on 2022 ICE's data. So the national detained population was around 22,000 to 25,000, and they had 1,176 hospitalizations that year. They had 2,053 emergency and non-emergency transports to hospitals and ERs. So extrapolating that for us, I mean, without any other data here, that's about one person per day from the facility that would have to be hospitalized. And puts them about under 2 per day of needing medical transport, so needing our EMS. So that could mean that we have like 4 to 7 detainees in our hospital beds, like inpatient, at any given time, and that also means they have 24/7 guards there. We don't have that many acute care hospital beds in the county. You know, we ask anybody that works in healthcare, they're struggling, they're understaffed, they're overworked. So I'm really concerned about this additional burden. You know, if there's, our ambulances are tied up in Tremont, what does that mean for people who live in Tamaqua? You know, do we have to just kind of suck it up and say, well, I'm having a heart attack, but let me wait an extra 20 minutes. You know, we don't want that. And nobody wants that for our residents here. We also, like, will our hospitals get paid? I was just learning about this. You know, ERs have to treat patients no matter what, regardless of their ability to pay. And
Could you wrap up your comments?
yeah,
But just to answer one of your questions, that is one of our concerns.
Right.
We brought up impact on our EMS, our 911, ambulance service, police service, hospitals.
Right.
That is one of our things that we've brought to our federal things, like, because we're a smaller, rural county.
Yeah.
And like you said, we have a certain area with hospitals in it, with a certain amount of limited beds, and a certain amount, and our EMS is having a hard time the way it is to get people.
Yeah.
Our firefighters are having a hard time getting people. So that is one of our concerns that we've put forward to them. And I believe Berks County did too. I saw something that Commissioner Weinbach put out that basically his concerns mirror ours.
Yeah, good. And I'm glad to hear you say that.
Yep.
Now that it's on your radar. So right now ICE isn't actually processing any medical claims. They stop in October and they're not going to take any claims until April. So I feel like we should be a little bit wary about what kind of reimbursements our hospitals are going to take for this additional burden. And hospitals, they get paid at the Medicare rate from ICE, and hospitals know that Medicare reimbursement is 20 to 30% less than the actual cost of care for them. So this is just an additional burden that's going to be placed on our hospitals.
Okay.
So I'm glad to hear that.
And that's why I've asked Congressman Windsor, regional director, to come to the meetings. And I know Senator McCormick's director is watching the meetings.
Great.
So like I said, if questions are asked, please add them to the list of questions. But this is one that we did address earlier.
Cool. And I hope that along with our emergency services, maybe we can get some hospital people from, you know, Geisinger and the
Like
others.
Terry Cassell or those things. Okay,
Thank you very much.
thank you. Any other public comment?
Hi,
Hello.
I'm gonna read this because I don't want to get off topic.
Could you
Okay.
tell us where your name and where?
Municipality and hello?
My name is Claire Kempis. I'm a resident of Schuylkill County, specifically Pottsville, North Manheim 1. This is the third week in a row that citizens have expressed concern about and opposition to the Tremont ICE Detention Center. I was on a Zoom on Monday night with a group of citizens discussing the stealth manner in which this transaction came about. If it was such a plus for Schuylkill County, why the deception? Why keep it in the dark? I'm personally grateful for the Republican Herald and for the other journalists who are doing a great job to shine a light on the secret operation. People on the Zoom on Monday night represented Democrats, Republicans, and independent voters. We are concerned about a variety of negative impact issues that an ICE detention center will impose upon our citizens. One specific concern discussed that night was the spread of disease. Currently, the spread of tuberculosis is existing in these centers in reality. As ICE agents and guards go to and from work and then go into our community of Tremont and surrounding communities, our families are being put at risk. The health concerns that were just mentioned are very important to bring up as well. On the front page of yesterday's paper, there was a heading, Migrants Languish in United States Detention Centers Facing Dire Conditions. And it has been widely reported that Homeland Security routinely denies oversight inspection. How is that possible? How is that acceptable? So when we read that our representative Dan Muser says, quote, in this paper, we're just going to make sure it all goes as well as possible. It's a decision the Department of Homeland Security made. And we're just going to work with them. No, that's the wrong answer. To the commissioners, Republican Representative Muser has said, quote, he's going to fill them in. No, wrong attitude. To the commissioners, oh, I said that part, sorry. The whole underhanded operation has destroyed any trust that may be going forward. Senator Fetterman stated, quote, while I have been clear in my support for the enforcement of federal immigration law, which all of us are, this decision will do significant damage to local tax bases, set back decades-long efforts to boost economic development, and place undue burdens on limited existing infrastructure in these communities. Fetterman said he fears DHS and ICE did not perform due diligence when spending more than $200 million in tax dollars for warehouses that cannot adequately be converted. He said DHS bought these properties without considering access to existing water and sewage systems and increased demand on electrical grids, local law enforcement capacity, and proximity to medical facilities. Elected township officials and you, our Schuylkill County commissioners, have already expressed those same concerns more than 2 weeks ago. So please realize that your constituents do not agree with Representative Muser. And I know you just said you've been in touch with him, but I have a little bit of skepticism going here.
I was in contact with Danny this morning.
All right.
To get it up.
We do not.
Can you wrap up your comments?
I'm
please?
about to.
Thank you.
We do not want you to work with them. We want you to work for Schuylkill County residents. Apparently, Berks County commissioners and other local officials have spoken out against the plans publicly in Upper Bern Township. Please don't be bullied into greenlighting this plan. Investigate, find a way to stop it. Others have. Be the voice that says, stop dumping on Schuylkill County, and your citizens will champion your resolve. Thank you.
Any other public comment? Just hold on, sorry. Usually you walk up to the podium, but you can make public comment from there too.
Cheryl Humes, Tamaqua,
Yes,
actually related to Larry.
I actually heard as well, Cheryl.
Yes. And Gary, good to see you. This is something we don't want here. We can't afford it. Our county, this region traditionally has been a place where people come and extract, take money and leave. They also dump, as we know. Tremont knows this very well. They dump and leave. They don't have any respect for us. So we're counting on you to build on what Claire said, to stand in between the forces that I know you're going to get, the pressure you're going to get, from the federal government to put this in. There are so many things I can say because I'm a former prisoner's rights advocate. I'm a property tax attorney now. I also worked for, I worked with Paul Dottie on the Act 537 plan in West Penn Township, which is a sewage treatment thing. So it seems like every time something comes up, I'm like, oh, I know a little bit of something about that. Very concerned about the speed at which this occurred, the scope across the country, where these facilities are being placed near interstates, and the amount of square footage is like, I think it's like 800,000 square feet. If the purpose is to process and deport, what's gonna happen to these buildings? What is the intent? And I think we have to think about that now. What is the intent for that building after these people are deported? And I'm not even gonna get into what I think about how that's happening right now.
That is one of our questions.
Right, and I appreciate that. I would encourage anybody who's fighting this to go to noscoopdetention.com. We are in touch with sites across the country who are fighting this. We have, we see proposed ordinances that other people have used. I'm willing to pass those along to you because we're counting on you, and I want you to say right now, will you stand with us to oppose this facility?
I'm waiting to see until we get all the information.
Are you willing to look at strategies and ordinances from
I'm
other
willing to look,
jurisdictions?
I'm willing to look at.
Take in any information you have.
Okay, thank you. I appreciate that. And I have been defending you. I don't think y'all knew this was gonna happen because I do real estate and I know how it works. I mean, the tax cert thing was a clue for sure.
It was a, yes. Right.
Right, but other than that, you didn't know what the terms would have been. I'm gonna say one more thing that's gonna make you very uncomfortable. I share Claire's skepticism about Representative Muser, and I understand that Attorney Dottie's daughter or a relative works for him. And so I would like to share ordinances and legal strategies with him, but I'm concerned about that.
Well, that should not be a concern.
Okay,
He is our county solicitor.
right,
It's not a concern, Sean.
okay, I just want that on the record. So
And
I,
honestly, I've lived in Schuylkill County my whole life. She has been excellent with providing information, phone calls at all hours of the night.
one of the things I'm hoping this, I'm sorry.
Some of the threats that people have gotten, Evelyn, myself already, one of our state representatives, we're already getting threats.
Well, I'm gonna say this here, and I've kept it to my close friends, but my house was shot at 2 weeks ago.
That I know, trust me, I've got one.
So
I've got my first death threat.
what I want to say is, yeah, we're in this together. And if we're all on the same team, we can fight this. So thank you, I appreciate what you're doing.
Any other public comment? Do you wanna go? Oh, okay, I just wanted to make, okay. Try to keep it in order that people,
Sure. Hi, my name is Cambria Hooven. I live in Auburn. I'd like to propose a town hall on the detention center and a work group for concerned community members. You know, there's a lot of focus on why the detention center is bad for financial reasons, but as it stands, ICE is acting unconstitutionally. Secret police, unaccountable to we the people, is illegal. We've watched them occupy and terrorize communities, beholden to no one. Murdering US citizens, rounding up people without due process based on the color of their skin, it's illegal. Now, in an effort to make a profit off of warehousing people, the government is detaining citizens and those with legal status and shipping them far away to make it difficult for folks to find their loved ones and secure legal help. And the reports about the treatment of children coming out is horrific. Schuylkill County must object on moral grounds to being complicit with this authoritarian overreach. Pennsylvania has a long history of being on the right side, and we must continue to uphold the Constitution and object to tyranny and violations against our civil rights and our shared humanity. Thank you.
any other public comments? Does anybody else want to come up to the podium so we can?
You don't mind? Oh, sure. It's very.
Okay,
I hadn't planned to speak, but this is typically who I am. I get involved. My name is Alice Claybaugh, and I live in Deer Lake. I haven't read or heard anything positive about these facilities. So I think we have to be honest with ourselves. There is no good to be had. There is no good to be had with these facilities. Let's be honest. Let's not be Democrats or Republicans. Let's be Americans. Is this the view we want America to have around the world? That we put people in prison because they don't have proper papers? Are we going to be the country that pulls apart a child from a mother because she doesn't have a record, a paper? My second cousin's wife is undocumented. For some reason or other, her asylum hearings have been canceled under this administration. She keeps being postponed. And then she'll end up shopping at Home Depot and land on the ground and be killed. Is this how we want America to look to the world? Texas, Mississippi, Florida, New Hampshire, Oklahoma, and Georgia have all said no. And there are no such prison camps now in those states. There is an ICE warehouse purchase tracker on the internet. It's called Project Saltbox. And it tracks all the warehouses proposed and bought. Let's look not only at Tremont and Charlottesville, let's look at the larger American picture. Consider the Constitution, consider human rights, consider America. We fought Nazism, we fought tyranny, and now we're inviting it? One little side note, Spain, I'm interested because I'll be there in a few months. Spain just invited 500,000 undocumented immigrants to become part of its society. We've got to do just as well. Thank you.
Any other public comment?
My name is Philip Carell. I'm a Schuylkill County resident living here in Friedensburg. I'd like to remind people of what we pledged at the beginning of this meeting. It ended liberty and justice for all, not just for the people sitting here. Several thoughts. Number one, follow the money. People have gained huge amounts of money from the ICE installations. Someone sold those properties, someone helped them be sold, they found the buyers. Number two, requesting things to be done at this facility. Water infrastructure, sewage, they'll be expensive, but ICE does not care about expense. They're fully funded. Follow the money. Any large corporation or government facility will be funded. Finally, if they build it, they will fill it. Thank you.
Any other public comment?
I'm not a public speaker, so I'm a little nervous. My name's Kristen Fluger, and I live in Washington Township, which is part of the Pine Grove School District. I've been there 27 years tomorrow. I'm from Pottsville. But the school district, from what I've understood, will be losing $400,000 to $500,000 in tax revenue. I don't know how, well, I do know how they'll make this up. The taxpayer, again, we just suffered a reassessment of our homes, so our taxes already went up. So I think we can expect that'll be passed on. It'll have to be. I don't know how else they'll just deal with the sudden loss of revenue. Tremont Township, which I don't live in, but they are according to the 2023 census figures, they have 297 people residing in Tremont Township, which is where this facility is located. And they will be losing $195,000 in tax revenue. So I guess it's not my problem because I live in Washington Township, but it's just something to note. And I don't know, where I live, it's pretty much Trump land, which I don't think this should be an issue that's Republican versus Democrat. It should be everybody is on board with this. Other areas have stopped it. I don't know how. They say through blowback from their political representatives. But I can't just roll over and not say anything. So I'm beyond frustrated, and aside from the morality of it, I'm worried about the financial cost on us, the taxpayer, and I am in that district, that school district. So they're going to suffer greatly with this. That's pretty much it. Thanks for listening.
Thank you.
Hi, I'm Gene Stoll. I'm not from this town. I live on 443.
No, we've been,
Well, listen, but I haven't invested in this county. Okay? But listen,
Are you
I
a
spent-
taxpayer in the county?
I spent 12 years, hold on,
do you pay taxes to school?
No. people I rent from. pay
I'll let you make a
taxes.
brief comment.
Brief comment, okay.
If you're not a county resident,
I spent 12 years as an environmental writer for the State House Conservation Committee, okay, writing legislation about sewage, about air, about water, etc. This whole thing is like dropping a whole new city on top of Schuylkill County.
we are well aware of the impacts of it.
But the idea here is that right now, there's no capacity to handle it. Secondly, it's not just about Schuylkill County. It's not just about Upper Burn Township. It's about the whole region. This ice facility will be collecting people from Reading, Allentown, Wilkes-Barre, Scranton, Harrisburg area, and east of here, wherever. Okay, this is about reaching out. So you have the future of the whole region in your hands. Okay, not just here. All right, and so the key thing here is, look back at Schuylkill history. Okay, and I would say WWJKD. What does that mean about Schuylkill County? History means, what would Jack Kehoe do? Okay, what would Jack Kehoe do? All right, think about that. All right, but anyhow, bottom line, you know what Jack Kehoe would do.
He's buried in Tamaqua.
Now, the bottom line is that you have in your hands today, you could actually pass a resolution of 2 lines that says, we do not support this. You could write that up and pass that in 2 seconds. Okay, I'll get out the phone now. The thing about it is that you have in your hands, for these people, for everybody in the entire region. It's not just about Schuylkill County, okay? The whole region. Okay, and politically, Muser can be known as the hero for this county or whatever, or it can be known as Muser the abuser. Okay, because
Thank you.
that's it. Thank you very
Thank
much.
you. Go ahead. Next public comment. How are we on time?
We're at 10:34, so I'm prison board at 11, so.
Okay, so we got a lot there.
I'll try to be quick.
Yeah, we have prison board after.
I'm Brian Beisel, I'm the pastor at Friends Lutheran Church in Llewellyn, not too far from here. So I just want to bring up 2 incidents which I'm aware of. Number one is, there's a man named Sergio who was at one point a worker at DiMaggio's restaurant in Tamaqua, and he then started his own restaurant in Danville, Pennsylvania. And Sergio is now in Mexico. He was deported. And he had been working on his asylum case, and he was 2 years old when he was brought here, not by his own volition, but by the will of his family. And then he started Amigo's restaurant in Danville, which is still there. It's delicious. If you ever want to have good pizza or good Mexican food, it's a good place. He was deported because he didn't have his papers. He had one very minor violation, which I'll just say that if we got rid of the residents of Schuylkill County who had the same violation, probably a quarter of us would be gone. So he is a good man. He is a good man. He was a part of the community, supported many endeavors in the community. The second one I have is someone I'm not going to name because I'm kind of afraid to, but he's a man who's living not too far from here, and he's a pending asylum case from Haiti. I've worked with him across 3 congregations to put water reservoirs in Haiti so that the residents of Haiti could have access to clean drinking water, so that they could then also work on things like educating themselves. And the reality of it is he's terrified right now. He's supposed to come to my congregation because we've raised another $2,500 to put a water reservoir in Haiti, but I'm afraid to have him come because I don't want to make it easy for him to be taken from us because he's the kind of person that adds to a community and doesn't subtract from it. So we're told the most dangerous people are being taken from us. And I know that I only have two different examples there, but thank you, whoever gave me that word. I only have two examples, but the fact of the matter is those two should be enough. They should be big enough for us. So I want us to reclaim our humanity as people. I think that's important for us. As a person of faith, I believe in God's providence for all people, regardless of where they come from. So thank you.
Thank you.
So the best for last. I'll try to be quick. Jeff Donko, Palo Alto. Just my normal spiel I gotta get out of the way. Miss Gaffney, still no explanation on her FMLA. She was here last week, gave me a thumbs up, just thumbed her nose at the taxpayers. For you people that are unaware, she came to a meeting and stated that she was on FMLA, which as an elected official is illegal, you can't take it. She did not receive it, but she also showed up less than 100 hours in a 6-month period while taking $100,000 salary and benefits package from you, the taxpayers. So this needs to be out there. People need some answers. And she sat here at this meeting last week at the same microphone she could have came to that she stated she was on FMLA and explained herself, and she continues to fail to do so. So again, I'm calling her out to come and explain to the taxpayers why she works 100 hours or less in a 6-month period and collects her salary. Also, Ms. Stevens, still no information from Mr. Opaque regarding her payroll scheme that she was investigated on by the county and given a slap on the wrist and then a promotion. There was 8 elected officials at 9:20 this morning that weren't in this building, all receiving about $100,000 paycheck a year. Going back to a statement that the President Judge made a couple weeks ago, she stated the need for Mr. Roth's potential position, which was later given to someone else, that there was evidence missing and unaccounted for. I'd like to know if you guys have any recollection of what evidence is missing, or was it found, or what's the status of that? I think that's very crucial that the public should know that as well.
That question was asked, Jeff,
And
what it is, so. I
There's
can't say.
no answer?
I know,
Okay.
and I.
I don't want you to guess. That's
Inventory and all of
fine.
that.
I just want to see if there's any update on it.
No, it's-
As far as the detention center, you stated that there was some information on the capacity of the water and sewer. Can that information be released to the public as far as?
Well, honestly, the capacity is 0. That's what we were told from SCMA. The water capacity is 0, the sewer capacity is 0.
And that is documented?
That's documented and sent to, we gave it to Congressman Users, Senator McCormick's. I believe it was sent to. So, okay, I'll get it to Gary to send it to Fetterman's office.
Okay. And like some of the other people said, I think when that tax cert came out, or the request, I think that's when things should have been proactive on a county level, not
But we.
where we're at now,
Hold on.
because there's.
Jeff, you know that since that hit the paper, we have been calling and asking, and then when they call, and every time we've got every time we got this, like that tax cert, they called our county office, Chrissy Zimmerman stood up and addressed that. They called and said, by this Friday, a deed's gotta be recorded. Well, that Friday came and went. When it was reported to Cops Republican, it was what, December, they said a deed was gonna be recorded by December 26th. That came and went. When we called them 2 Wednesdays ago and got the company in California on the phone. Is there any sales agreement? Is there anything going on with this? Commissioner Hess was there, Commissioner Harrington, Glenn, our financial officer, and our county administrator. Their answer was, no, there is no sales agreement, there is no pending anything.
But what I want to say is, I've been in real estate for over 13 years, and I know buying any property, there's hiccups, there's speed bumps, there's things that push back closing dates. I have an issue right now with one. I can only imagine a $120 million project with the federal government is going to go as smoothly as anticipated. So I think when all the scuttlebutt was started, I think that's when, not only you guys, I think all the elected officials should have jumped on and said, we don't want this here, if that's the case. I mean, that end of the county is been dumped on enough.
And that's something that we did say, especially in capacity, Jeff. everything, said that this building's not gonna, it's not good for the county, it's not good for the residents on the western end. We said that to many people and to our higher up elected officials.
And one of the other things that I think, one of the women brought it up about the, first responders. As a first responder, I know Fremont Ambulance, that's a great organization out there. And like many, hard up for people because the training requirements, but I think somebody like that should not be transporting people out of that facility. If you have an emergency in town or an accident or a fire, that's where they should be. They want to bring this in and bring,
They should
some sort of hospitals, they should provide transportation.
And that is,
I'll put it on the back of
and
these.
that is one of our questions. We brought up policing, that there's no police force, they rely on state police only. We brought up all the EMS, even our 911 center. How much more impact is it gonna have on our 911 center if we're getting calls?
So with everything that you guys are asking questions on and not getting answers from, and everything that these people are expressing their concerns about, can you sit here, and I know you beat around the bush a little bit before, but can you sit here right now and say, we do not want this facility because of all these reasons?
My questions are, I need to have them answered.
But I'm saying, I think that needs to be said, like, if you're not gonna answer these questions, we oppose this.
Some of the stuff, people get mad when you say this. They're saying there are 2,500 jobs. That's a huge economic impact. Well, let's say there's no thing, but we're trying to get all the information together on this place.
But how long are you gonna give these people to keep?
We're gonna give them, hopefully within the next week or two, we should have, what I'm being told today when I talked to Congressman User and I talked to Nathan Drace and Evelyn. Within the next week or so, since we provided all the information, we just got everything together on the capacities, the official capacities on the entire thing. That was just given to them, I wanna say Monday. That we got everything together, or Friday. It was Friday. We got it all over the weekend. Yeah, and it was Monday that we got the official reports on capacities on everything. So that's what we're trying to get.
I'm just saying, the way that they snuck around to get the place, at the rate that we're going here, not getting answers, and I'm not saying you guys, I'm saying from these people, they're liable to be up and running by the time you guys get any answers.
Well, hopefully within the next week or so, we'll have more answers. That's what we're shooting for.
Thank you.
Thank you. Any other public comment before we move on with this meeting? Cause I gotta,
All right,
you can't,
I can't go through, I was gonna just address the issue of the jobs, but
yeah, but
if.
we actually have people showing up for our prison board meeting.
Oh, I'm gonna stay for that, so.
Yeah, that's in 15 minutes. So we have to go through the agenda quickly. So can I have a motion to approve the minutes from the January 28th meeting?
So move.
Seconded on the question?
Commissioner Fedora?
Yes.
Commissioner Heatherington? Commissioner Hess?
Yes.
Do I have a motion to approve the minutes from the Commissioners' work session of February 4th?
So move.
Seconded on the question?
Commissioner Fedora?
Yes.
Commissioner Heatherington? Commissioner Hess?
Yes.
Do I have a motion to approve was presented by Adult Probation Office?
So move.
Seconded on the question?
Commissioner Fedora?
Yes.
Commissioner Heatherington? Commissioner Hess?
Yes.
Do I have a motion to approve what was presented at our work session by the Coroner's Office?
So move.
Seconded on the question?
Commissioner
Sorry.
Fedora?
Yes.
Commissioner Heatherington? Commissioner Hess?
Yes.
Do I have a motion to approve what was presented by Domestic Relations at our work session?
So move.
Seconded on the question?
Commissioner Fedora?
Yes.
Commissioner Heatherington? Commissioner Hess?
Yes.
Do I have a motion to approve what was presented by our election bureau at the work session?
So move.
Seconded on the question?
Commissioner Fedora?
Yes.
Commissioner Heatherington? Commissioner Hess?
Yes.
Do I have a motion to approve what was presented by the grant writers at our work session?
So move.
Seconded on the question?
Commissioner Fedora?
Yes.
Commissioner Heatherington? Commissioner Hess?
Yes.
Do I have a motion to approve what was presented by 911 communications at our work session?
So move.
Seconded on the question?
Commissioner Fedora?
Yes.
Commissioner Heatherington? Commissioner Hess?
So move.
Do I have a motion to approve what was presented by planning and zoning at our work session?
So move.
Seconded on the question?
Commissioner Fedora?
Yes.
Commissioner Heatherington? Commissioner Hess?
So, yes.
Look at that motion. It throws us out of rhythm when there's not the third person. Can I have a motion, what was presented by Public Works at our work session?
So move.
Seconded on the question?
Commissioner Fedora?
Yes.
Commissioner Heatherington? Commissioner Hess?
Yes.
Can I have a motion to approve what was presented by tax assessment at our work session?
So move.
Seconded on the question?
Commissioner Fedora?
Yes.
Commissioner Heatherington? Commissioner Hess?
Yes.
Finance office.
Just two items, Commissioner, thank you to ruling on mental health, the $2,500 budget adjustment from last year, and human resources, $12,000 budget adjustment, also from last year.
Okay, thank you. County administration?
The first item was on last week.
Okay, can I have a motion that was presented by our county administration?
So move.
Seconded on the question?
Commissioner Fedora,
Yes.
Commissioner Heatherington, Commissioner Hess.
Yes.
Planning and zoning.
Just to make it brief, a motion is requested to authorize the release of the request for proposals for a site, master plan for Sweet Arrow Lake and Frog Hollow Park. This planning effort will be supported by a community conservation partnership program, a C2P2 grant awarded to the county by DCNR. And the next item is a motion requested to appoint the following individuals to serve on the site master plan study committee as required by DCNR. Commissioner Hess, he's a county commissioner. BJ Folk, he's friends of Schuylkill Parks and Recreation Chair. Craig Morgan, friends of Schuylkill Parks and Vice Chair. Julia Sophie, she's friends of Frog Hollow Chair and Schuylkill Conservancy President. Bob Evanchuk, Frog Hollow and retired County Parks Recreation Director. Porcupine Pet, Conservation District Environmental Education and Outreach Coordinator. Hemlock Hannah, Conservation District Environmental Education and Outreach Coordinator. Robert Heaps, he's the County Parks and Recreation Director. Lisa Mayhall, that's me, County Real Estate and Engineer. And Susan Mayhall, the County Planning and GIS Director.
Can I have a motion on behalf of planning and zoning?
Okay, I just want to make sure, and I did ask this, just so it's public, that I can vote because of the being conflict.
Yeah, there's no compensation. Is that right, Lisa?
Correct.
Yeah.
Just wanted to make sure that was clear.
Can I have a motion?
So moved.
Seconded on the question?
Commissioner Fedora,
Yes.
Commissioner Heatherington, Commissioner Hess.
Yes.
Human resources.
Yes, good morning, Commissioners. We have one item, it's information on domestic relations, the appointment of Shelley Hogan as Secretary 1, effective 2/17/26, it's for the contract, pending drug test and physical where appropriate, and pending salary, or pending involving salary position being created, pending salary board approval.
Okay, thank you. Any new business? Motion to adjourn? Salary board, 4-minute executive sessions.
Power Health.
Public comment for salary board? Okay, can I have a motion to approve the salary board's January 28th minutes?
So moved.
Seconded on the question?
Commissioner Fedora,
Yes.
Commissioner Heatherington, Commissioner Hess,
Yes.
Controller Yekenship.
Yes.
Can I have a motion to approve the salary board work session on February 4th?
So moved.
Seconded on the question?
Commissioner Fedora,
Yes.
Commissioner Heatherington, Commissioner Hess,
Yes.
Controller Yekenship.
Yes.
Human resource office?
Nothing to report.
Any new business for salary board? Motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Retirement board, report of any executive sessions?
Mental Health.
Public comment for retirement board? Can I have a motion to approve the monthly meeting minutes of January 14th?
So moved.
Seconded, the question?
Commissioner Fedora,
Yes.
Commissioner Heatherington, Commissioner Hess,
Yes.
Controller Yekenship,
Yes.
Treasurer Yang.
Yes.
Controllers report.
Good morning. During the month of January 2026, 8 members received retirements of $2,436,890, with pro rata payments of $17,271. 9 members received refunds of $32,162. 2 members received rollovers of $146,248. The market value of the retirement fund as of January 31st, 2026 was $191,752,575. The total market value of the retirement fund as of this morning, February 11th, 2026 is $193,349,668. A former employee, Julie Soldell, is requesting to vest her pension. We have a request for buyback from Ricky Newman, who is a part-time employee in Parks and Recreations. He has exceeded 1,000 hours in under 1 year and is now in the pension system and is requested to buy back his time to the date of hire. We have, in the month of January, the retirement trust had 3 vested employees that have elected to retire. Thank you.
Can I have a motion to approve? Thank you, Sam. Can I have a motion to approve the controllers report?
So moved.
Seconded on the question?
Commissioner Fedora,
Yes.
Commissioner Heatherington, Commissioner Hess,
Yes.
Controller Yekenship,
Yes.
Treasurer Yang.
Any new business for retirement? Motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Okay.